This is called Wall Street's Gonna Burn. You said live on the web, live on NBC, broadcasting Gomorrah falling. Wall Street is gonna burn, you said, all day on that day the revolution was televised. All day on that day, the day you negated her. The day you refused to continue to listen to her. As she shouted, "You're not my girl, not mine, not of me. To me you don't exist, you spy, you alien, you just burst out of me. You must remember, if you want to remember that day, the day she went to the ministry and denounced you as a spy, a spook, a hoodoo, a terrorist. The ministry works confusing our rhythms. The ministry, its out-of-faith policemen, its civil informants, its exorcists, priestesses and priests, an inquisitor and a witch. She was one of them. Your own mother was one of them, an informer. She fell under the influence of a priestess, inquisitor, witch, like so many among us. It is because of them that we're now slaves of ourselves, so many among us, out in a long queue as soon as the shops are open. The ministry tells the shop owners when to close and for how long, so that we all get symptoms of withdrawal. It is because of them that we're now slaves of ourselves, slaves of ourselves. Such is the ministry's motto. The ministry's office was located in Whitehall, far from our council estate flat in the northeast of ex-London. You couldn't fathom how your mother managed to get there past the checkpoints, the soldiers, and the out-of-faith police. Every other day she would get lost trying to get sanctioned cigarettes from the corner shop. Every other day you and your sister would take turns to go searching for her. And yet that day your mother found her way out of the domed council estate. That day, the day she went to the ministry and denounced you as a spy, a spook, a hoodoo, a terrorist. That day, it was your turn to go looking for her. Nobody else was at home that day, so you left to look out for your mother, taking good care of locking all doors and windows to stop robbers and drummer gangs from stealing your precious doll collection. It was unique, your collection. None of the dolls were whole. All of them were broken, alone, and incomplete. Carefully, you put them on the shelves one by one, organized by size, eye color, or simply the point in time when you had come across them. They were made out of the discarded pieces of other dolls that you had found in the playground or thrown away in the garbage. You would bring them back home and nurse them with the same love and care other people nurse a stray cat or a dog. You would clean them up, fix them with glue and paint, and prepare chicken soup for them. If they were missing an eye, you would look for a replacement in your transparent Perspex plastic box full of eyes. Eyes of different colors and sizes. Green eyes, blue eyes, brown eyes, purple eyes, and your favorite, wacky serpent white David Bowie eyes. You chose that one, a white Bowie eye. It was the correct size. It had an uncannily dilated pupil. When the doll finally made it on top of the shelf, you gave it a name. Of course, Bowie. You named her commander of all the other dolls, forming a small groups to study the enemy. Organize carefully. Know yourselves and those who come among you. Destroy the ministry and the lackey running dogs. All streets gonna burn. Study your ways and the ways of the beast police, the auto-faith police. Prepare for a war of dolls' liberation. Doll power, every hour. Sisters unite, without mothers, fathers, and brothers. What does it all mean? The funk and boogaloo, what does it all mean? Blow it, Blow it all. Blow change and revolution. Blow back, blow love, kick ass, kick Whitey's ass. Then read him a poem telling him, father, brother, mother, witch, the ministry, why you did it. For Whitey will say he can neither know nor understand, as if he doesn't know why you did it. Take over the poster boards. Wake up one morning, the inquisitor's face staring you in the eyes, her eyes, your eyes, bright blue eyes, your big doll, fist clenched, power sign, painted in the streets, say it on the radio, on television, NBC, Wall Street is gonna burn. The city's going to burn, painted bright, some colors, painted black, against the black asphalt. Wall Street is gonna burn, painted weird symbols and dancing signs, the children of Birmingham, the Bowie-eyed dolls of ex-London, exploding, floating in the sky of that day, the day you refused to continue to listen to her, to him, to me. Instead, you went to sea, the sea dripping in chains, and you saw the vision of the Nahor, the slave ships, the cotton fields, council state, the corrupt buildings of Westminster, cops. Wall Street and the city will burn. Blow, blow and dance and dazzle the beast with footwork, hoodoo footwork, girl footwork. Do you have a name, hoodoo girl? No, not your given name, the other name, the graffiti written behind your mirror soul. You cried long and hard, waiting for your mother to come back from the ministry that day, the day she denounced you as a spy, a spook, a hoodoo, a terrorist. She told them you had been lured by one of the Pakistani boys to attend the nearby mosque on Kingsland Road. She told them she was scared of you, of your Quran reciting, your veil wearing, and your jihad chanting. She told them the darkness had taken hold of you. She told them you had threatened to fill the dolls you so carefully made and organized into small groups with cyanide and mute explosives. She told them she was afraid you and your Pakistani boyfriend would show up at school and blow the whole damn place up in bright sun colors, exploding, floating in the Sunday sky. And they believed her.
Woo!
Get up. Do it now. It's not too late to save your mirror soul from her darkness, but you must do it now. Time is running out. Hoodoo girl, you rude worker, you put yourself together and run. Get up and run like hell, hoodoo girl. If I had told you this story before, then you wouldn't be here right now, blood coming out of your eyeballs, half conscious on the floor of this dark corridor fighting for dear life, trying hard not to close your eyes and give it all up, facing the night of the world. To say I'm sorry won't cut it. The pain in your chest right now is too unbearable and my apologies won't alleviate it. Fuck that. She found you, the witch found you. She wants your mirror, she wants your soul, the inquisitor soul collector. I don't know how, but I know it is my fault. She found you, she knocked you down, and now sits on top of you, carving your chest with her fingernails. She wants your mirror, she wants your soul, mirror, or soul, mira, sol, mira tu sol. Her glowing blue eyes peering at you, reading your skull. You look back and everything fades away. You look into her eyes and it all goes away. This place, the howling wind, the black cloud of dead souls descending on the sod in which you and your friends tried to escape. Daylight fades away, life fades away, the void a vanishing point. I know it must now feel like it was all in vain, having made it alive out of the domed council estate, avoiding the riots, catching the train right before the explosions began, dodging the border police at Docklands checkpoint, convincing your dealer friend White Rabbit to show you how deep the hole goes. I know it must feel like it was all in vain. If I had told you this story before, but I didn't, I couldn't, if only I had spoken to you as I do now, a disembodied voice in your head. Would have thought you'd gone mad, like her. That's my excuse. It's a bad one. I know. Kept silent. Tried to reach you through books and stories, hiding messages in the empty spaces between lines, in epigraphs, titles, tropes, meter and the music of verse and tom-tom rhythms, in fake footnotes, like a message in a bottle. I hoped that in the end you would remember how to read them. I always had faith in you. But now, it's time to tell you this story. If I am lucky, it won't be too late to save your little soul from the coming darkness. Other people. Hell is other people. Jean-Paul Sartre, No Exit, 1966. Fully flexible philosophical action figure. Collector's item. Authorized use of the name by the Wayland Incorporated French Republic. 10% of the profits will go to support the resistance fighting against the new right in the Southern Front. Do your part. Down with retro-fascist capitalism. Action figures of radical philosophers were the last retro craze to come out of France. The huge billboard advert was visible from the porthole of the fiberglass submersive approaching the port of Calais. They came in human-sized boxes wrapped in transparent paper, fully robotized, capable of delivering wise philosophers out of the most complete databases of the history of ideas available at the push of a button. On voice command, they could answer complex existential or metaphysical questions and provide self-help advice. You could also download their apps into your implanted smartphone. Wisdom for a few pound credits. All action rap philosophers were, in all aspects and detail, fully human. They were perfect 7th generation androids, tall, mobile, conversant, emotional, controversial. You had never seen them with your own eyes until the day when you and your sister won a shopping expedition to ex-London Central City in a wireless TV program. You stopped in front of the windows at Selfridges a few days before 3 Christmases. And there they were. Karl Marx, Sigmund Freud, and Friedrich Nietzsche in retro hipster gear at the center of the Window's holiday arrangement. Each figure had a soundbite depicted as one of those bubble-like vignettes used in old-fashioned comic books. It read, "Bias were the masters of suspicion." To the left, Anacharsis, the Scythian. Ernesto Che Guevara, and your all-time cult favorite, Slavoj Žižek. Caption. Do you think your righteousness will buy back your debt? I doubt it. Support the revolution. You were particularly impressed by the Žižek figure. It looked the piece, disheveled and kempt, its grey t-shirt covered in sweat and Coca-Cola stains. The window was interactive. Your sister pressed the key on the window screen and Slavoj walked towards you. Fixing his blue eyes on yours, the android shouted, "Fuck you!" A spray of sweat and saliva covered the window. It was the coolest thing you had seen in a very long time. "I get it, sis," you said. "I would pay to get told off like that." If only we had the universe alone. This is the last one. Shine. Such is the meaning and sense of the demon before you. He doesn't mean to attack you, but was ordered to do so, for he had promised never to disobey his master under threat of being chained and shackled. But if all this is true, then it must also be true what the old tales tell, that the warrior girl reproached the giant with fire this time. That the warrior girl reproached the giant with just revelation this time. That the warrior girl created a work of art which imitated the phantasm and projected its exorcised spirit from the girl's soul into simulacra. A sculpture, a fetish, a mirror image, a photograph you made. And in it, the mirror image shows kings Akhenaten, Solomon, and Shango. All the patriarchs, dead for thousands of years. The image reveals the answer to the question you have been asking all these years, that we live at the other end of time, and that another end of the world is possible. This is what you, warrior girl, have made present to the jinn of the giant storm, and to all of us by means of art, a just revelation, a revolution. From here onwards, it is up to us to decide, fall or fly.